Here we go again.
Forging swords. Possibly one of the hardest crafts you can try. And I can prove it. Tell someone, I'm going to make a sword. And odds are you'll get a funny look.
Serious?
Now add, and I've never made a knife before. At this point they're laughing. And on top of all of that laughter, you don't even have the right tools for the job. Basically, you are trying to bake a wedding cake on a campfire. This is where I'm at. And honestly, Dad almost be right to doubt me, because not only did I crack the steel, I did it more than once. And the last time, well, that one hurt the most.
If you value your life, talk and talk fast. Who's behind all this? Who gave you your orders?
Basically,
I got the spring steel from a scrapyard, started cutting it up and running into some problems. Firstly, it's a lot harder to get the angle of the edge, and when you start trying to fix that problem, you start creating others, like the sword started to bow in two directions, and it started twisting. Not that much, but you get the picture. Even just the slightest bit is going to be a problem for the sword. Other than chasing problems, it started cracking, and that's pretty much where we are now, fixing this crack. Because we had to take out such a big chunk of steel, we might need to fall back on plan B. If you look at the plans over here, that isn't a big edge. That is two different swords. Why are there two different swords? Basically, this is plan B, and I think you know where this is going. I'm really hoping it doesn't come to that, but now there's another problem. As you can see, the sword is not straight. Which is kind of funny because when I started, it was. What happened is I did too much smashy on this side that made the steel bow. Honestly, that's probably why the sword cracked earlier too. That and I may have worked it a little bit too cold right near the edge. So the fix seems obvious, right? Just hit on the other side until it's straight again. At least in theory.
okay, looking a lot better, but not perfect. Because there's, it's a little crooked. I think I'll just go give it a little bit of a bash over there, and it should be straight.
If you are a boob, you will be trapped.
Some adjustments later, and it's straight enough for the next part, the fuller. Which honestly scares me, not because it's tricky, though it is, but because if I mess this up, I'll have to start all over again. So to improve my chances, I built this thing, my very own die, or as I like to call it, the sword honing innovative tool. It spells what? The only problem is, I have no idea if it's actually gonna work. Unless I want this to turn into some piece of modern art, I'm going to need a guide. That is why I'm leaving a mark with the angle grinder so I could see it in the forge. But no, things will not go perfectly. Of course, this thing won't fit. But a pretty simple solution. I'm just gonna give a little bit of that and stick it in over there, and then it should be okay. Did I ever tell you that my son was my daddy? Because I'm so smart, I knew I wouldn't know where it's making contact. And voila! Now I've just got to put a little bit of a mark and there.
Now, right here, this is where things start to take a turn for the worst. Up until now, things were going okay, but then I realized this is going to be a very long process. The problem? The tool won't last unless I harden the steel. Which should be simple, but I let my curiosity get the better of me. After surviving that mistake, I did it the right way. A small victory, but short-lived because the jig bent out of shape, and when I failed to straighten it, I knew there was only one way forward. rebuild it. I was feeling confident with the new design, but something else was eating at me. That gap in the middle left marks on the steel. To fix it, I had to forge weld them together. Simple, except I've never forge welded before. And this is where it starts to get interesting, because after welding came a catastrophic failure. Think I'm overselling this? Remember, this is the same steel as the sword, which means at any point I was working on it, it could have failed the same way.
And shattered shields when the age of man comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight.
I am afraid of moving forward. Every hit now feels critical. One bad hit, one unlucky hammer strike, and the entire project is ruined. That is why I can't risk forging the rest of the fillet. If I mess it up here, there's no going back. I will have to figure out how to grind it in though. But we're not out of the fire yet. Literally, straightening this blade might be the hardest part. Fix one problem, another shows up. Edge alignment looks good, now the spine's boast. Straighten the bow, now the edge is skew on the other side. Straighten the edge on the other side and the spine is straight. Is straight? Is what a liar would say, because it's skewed. It's a constant battle, and through all of it, I'm haunted by the thought, will this sword randomly break and crack? Then another problem raises its ugly head. They're just being stretched paper thin from all this fixing, and it starts to crack.
And obviously I'm not worried about this one being too deep. But it's more the thought that, this is actually happening and potentially could be a massive problem. Pretty simple fix, just gotta give it a grind all around.
Bølgerne ruller så tungt ved natt, langt ute på havsens vande. Der vifter ei vind, og der intet seil. Der glimter ei stjerner i sjøens speil, men der driver lig mot strande.
So much time has passed and it feels like I've made no progress because the problem keeps on jumping to a different part of the sword. This is a bigger issue than one would think, because the sword is getting thinner with every heat and every hammer strike. Now, I don't see the end in sight, and I'm stressing if the sword's gonna be straight before it gets too thin. And my prayers were answered, because just when I start to lose hope, it started to rain. Because I then realized I didn't have to work on the sword for at least another day. Yeah, it was literally raining like 3 drops and I packed up. I'm like, I ain't staying out in this. But on the other hand, I did find a solution. This thing, the wooden hammer jig. It's amazing because you could, work on the sword without making it thinner. It's wood, wood's kind of soft. And this really came through in clutch, because this and the combination of my standards dropping, like I ain't gonna try and get this perfect, put me right on track.
The bold defenders fought back bravely and won the day. But what of tomorrow?
This whole video, I felt like my head was underwater, holding my breath every step of the way, afraid of what might happen next, unsure what to do or whether I had the ability to finish the sword. But right now I've escaped the forge and the unpredictable nature of the steel, and for the first time I feel like I could finally breathe again. But unfortunately this feeling won't last long. By some miracle, we've come this far. The steel prices were through the roof, yet somehow I found the right piece of scrap. The steel was prone to microfractures, but by the grace of God, I dodged the cracks. With little experience and even fewer tools, I push on and I managed to conquer the forging process before the sword got too thin.
didn't I find a crack right in one of the worst spots? I'd already committed to narrowing the design, but somehow the crack stops just short of the edge. I thought I was learning to make a sword, but what I was really learning, if there's a chance to win, you gotta fight.
Many years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said because it is there.
Didn't think it would end this way.
End? No, the journey doesn't end here.